Tak jo, borci, tak jo, borky, jdeme na to, dáme si další půlhodinkový hraní z téhle super hry, dáme si další půlhodinku z Hogwarts Legacy. My tu máme 3 mise vedlejší, který bychom měli splnit. Měli bychom si promluvit s Naty, s Poppy a se Sebastiánem a Anou. Tak jdeme se Sebastiánem a Anou a uvidíme, co, jestli už se dokončí tenhle příběh Sebastiána a Any, nebo ne. Mělo by to být někde dole. Na jihu, jasně, u nich doma. Tak se tam jdem podívat a uvidíme, co budeme zas tuhle půlhodinku dělat. Já vás zase ze začátku videa, jako vždycky poprosím, dejte odběr na tenhle kanál, na kterým to právě teď sledujete. Boušovo Hraní, díky moc, děláte mi moc velkou radost, už nás je tam 538. Každý den rosteme. Dneska jsme porazili bublinu v odběratelích. Oh yeah. Porazili jsme bublinu v počtu odběratelích na YouTube. Live achievement. Dub on them haters.
I know how it sounds, but if this can help you, it's worth the risk.
Porazili jsme bublinku.
He helped find the scriptorium where we discovered Slytherin's spellbook.
Very well. If Ominous will be there, I'll meet you. We don't have much time. Solomon wants to leave Veldcroft.
What? Leave? Never mind. You need to stall him. Buy us time, Anne. Please.
Máme nahráno přesně 2000 videí na YouTube.
I'll be in touch.
A nepřestáváme. Letos bych chtěl porazit Agreluse v počtu videích na YouTube. Bylo by to fajn. Chtěl bych mít 3500 nebo kolik má on?
Sebastian.
4000. 10 000 videí na YouTube. Jo, to bych chtěl. 10 000 videí na YouTube.
For what? I've learned more about the relic. I cross-referenced Slytherin's spellbook with everything in the library on relics and dark sacrifices.
Do 5 let.
That's when I realized something. I believe the relic will only work inside the catacomb.
Takže to máš česky.
So we have to get Anne to the catacomb and then conduct a sacrifice. Seems risky.
It'll be worth the risk. Our biggest hurdle may be convincing Ominous. And we'll only give this a chance if he's on board.
And we have to keep all of this from your uncle. If he goes to the headmaster, he could be expelled.
Let me handle Ominous this time. As for my uncle, he's not an Auror anymore. What he doesn't know, well, won't hurt us.
Do you think your uncle would tell anyone at the ministry about all of this if he found out?
If he found out, I doubt he'd go to the ministry. He didn't part ways with them well, from what I understand. He won't say, but I believe his strong aversion to dark magic has something to do with his time there. Anne thinks he once decided to fight fire with fire, so to speak, and resorted to using an unforgivable curse and fight against dark wizards. At least that's what she thought she heard. When he realized what his job had led him to become, he left rather abruptly. So, I'm not sure he'd go to the ministry to report on his own family using dark magic now.
Good luck with Ominous. Until we meet again.
I shall let you know when the 4 of us should meet at the catacomb. Look for my owl.
OK, prej mi pošle sovu, až se budeme moct naučit to poslední kouzlo. Avada kedavra. Šeft splněn. Jdeme na další. Jdeme si promluvit s Naty. Jsme nedávno zachraňovali ze zajetí. Aby měla být asi... Ne, je v Bradavicích. Je v Bradavicích, někde tady venku bude. Jdem za ní. To se muset oholit dneska. To říkám od rána, co? Od rána říkám, že se musím oholit, ještě jsem se k tomu neodhodlal. Tak po téhle půlhodince půjdu. Tak na ty, kde jsi? A daleko.
Revelio.
To tam moje komentáře na YouTube. Jo, dával jsem ti srdíčka. Nebo si tam dával nějaký nový komentáře? Dával jsem ti srdíčka na to. Jedi Fallen Order si psal, ne? K Jedimu si psal komentáře. Tak, co teď a co potom? A ty, kde jsi?
Revelio.
Včera ve 22 a víc? Aha. To už jsem spal. To už jsem spal, dráčku. (12:30, borci, čas na kafe. 12:30.
How does Garrett's subterranean concoction?
Už jsem měl 2, další si teď nedám, když tak až později. Už jsem měl 2 kafe, to mi stačí.
I have been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might
Zase jsem si polil tuhle hezkou mikinu kafem.
forgiving than I'd hoped.
Vždycky si vezmu tuhle hezkou mikinu a vždycky si ji poliju kafem. Teď mám 2 dny.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a
Neříká,
neighbor
to se
who
stává
was
i mně,
ill, and
jasný.
so my father and I were galloping
Jasný,
in the
jasný.
savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. but that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed.
We will
Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
Okay. Kecáno. Teď. To bylo vše. To je jeden úkol. Tower a kámen. Jdeme do světa. Jdeme do světa. Do světa čeká nás osvěta. To asi další mise tohle.
There's no telling what lies
Že
in
to
wait for me
stihnem v
in
téhle
there.
půlhodince.
You made it. At least we're out of the classroom.
I take it this means you had some luck at the library?
It took a few hours and some eye-watering maps, but I think this might be the cave Doran told us about.
Impressive. Especially with how little information he gave us.
Well, I'm still not sure this is the cave, but it did seem the most promising. I stumbled across some folklore about a cave in the area that people avoid. Seemed the perfect place to hide something of value. It's a bit of a leap, I confess, but might a mysterious item such as a special moonstone be hidden in an equally mysterious cave? I think I'm desperate for anything at this point.
Mám v plánu udělat Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order na 100%.
Did you
Aha,
discover why
okay.
people avoid this cave?
Ridiculous, really. Rumor was that the cave drove people mad. I couldn't find any account by someone who had been in the cave, though. So either it is a rumor, or anyone who went in wasn't in any state to speak of it afterwards.
Jak snad to zvládneš?
Well, we're here. We might as well have a look.
Agreed. I wonder if you'd go blind from staring
Jdeme do
directly
jeskyně.
into Moonstone.
Kentaur a kámen. Měsíční zahrada.
You don't think the rumors about the cave are true, do you?
I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
Taky jo. Pavouci.
Expelliarmus, Depulso!
Tu jsou. To hledáme. Není měsíční kámen. Ale ne, bogové.
Expelliarmus, Bombarda! Confringo!
Dobrý, máme ho.
Expelliarmus, Confringo!
Tady je motýl. To budeme potřebovat
Lumus.
motýly. Někde dveře na motýly.
Depulso!
To je na motýly. Kde byl?
Lumos.
Nevidím. Kde je ten motýl? Mizel.
Voipers!
I beg your pardon?
This must be how the rumor about the cave started. The Voipers' song is said to drive anyone who hears it mad.
Accio.
Jo.
Incendio.
Jo.
If the moonstone is here and so are Voipers, I wonder if it's being protected.
Motýly.
Why am I not surprised? First the Voipers and now this.
Počkej, tady je to zase podle těchhle. Kolečko potřebujeme. To se nám otevřelo. Tu není.
We need to find
Kolečko
moths
a
for their spinners.
trojuhelník.
Accio.
Trojuhelník a kolečko. Dva. Kolečko a kolečko. A trojuhelník a kolečko.
Lumos.
Máme jeden lumos. Sem. Jeden lumos.
Lumos!
Druhý lumos. To musíme oddepulzovat. Dobré. Demčeno.
Another obstacle.
Revelio.
No matter. I'm sure we can work out a way across.
Accio.
Jo, kill. Můžeme se dostat skrz, jo.
Lumos.
Lumos!
Jeden. Druhý.
Accio. Depulso.
Udělali. Dobrý, máme to.
Merlin, it's beautiful.
No, tady potřebujeme 3.
Lumos.
To je docela složitý. Komu lít?
Lumos!
Jeden.
Revelio.
Rebel EO.
Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Ringo. Ne, 2 dubokové.
Revelio.
Nechci s nima bojovat. Nechci. bude muset, co? Asi bude muset.
Confringo! Bombarda! Imperio! Confringo! Confringo! Expelliarmus!
Dobrý. Dobrý, Kuby. Tady. Brýle. Tady něco. To je vše. Tam teď. Jo.
Revelio!
Dobrý.
Lumos.
Lumos. Dáme sem. Toho třetího taky můžem.
You did it!
Did it.
Incendio! Expelliarmus! Confringo!
Back, Míšo, co jsi měl dobrého?
Bombarda!
No tak kámoško, pomoc mi.
Descendo!
Co jsi měl dobrého, Myško? Medailonky v tatarce s bramborem. O, to zní dobře.
Bombarda!
Když se máš.
Incendio!
Když se máš.
Look, where the water's bubbling. How odd.
Shall we take a closer look?
You read my mind.
Co, najdeme měsíční kámen? Bychom mohli být u konce, ne?
Merlin, it's even more beautiful close up. It's got to be here. I just know it.
Confringo!
Proč máš dva příkazy na jedno a to samý? Nevím.
Given what swoopers are known to do, I never thought I'd be
nevěděl
so
jsem
happy
to.
to see this many of them.
I don't know. I've been listening to them for a while now, and I'm starting to lose my mind.
Very funny. I was just thinking how it's proof that poachers haven't been here. Assuming this is where the moonstone is.
Tak měsíční kámen.
Which means we're one step ahead of
Máme ho. Učencův měsíční kámen. Poppy, pojď sem.
Well done, Poppy. This did end up being the right cave after all.
A good thing too. We need every advantage over the poachers if we're to get to the Snidgets first. We should do as Doran suggested and bring the moonstone to the henge.
Shall we?
We shall. If we leave now, we should make it there by
René,
nightfall.
nedělej to jenom, když se přejmenuješ na Twitchi. Tím si převedeš body, když se přejmenuješ, Míšo. Jestli jsi se přejmenoval a měl si nějaký body, tak dej rename a old name a mělo by to
That's the
fungovat.
henge, precisely where Doran said it would be. But now that we're here, I'm not entirely sure how to feel. We knew we were at the cave for the moonstone, but Doran didn't tell us what to expect when we placed the stone in the henge.
I don't think Doran would knowingly send us into danger.
You're right. I suppose I'm worrying over nothing. Let's make our way down. We're nearly at the end of this. I think that's it over there.
Tak, umístěte kámen do henge.
How's your gran doing, by the way?
Nothing keeps Gran down. She set up a caterwauling charm
jsem
and
to
threatened to
pokakal.
make a coat out of the poacher that
Nemůžu
stepped
vzít
on her doorstep.
prostě, jo.
I still feel terrible that I'm the reason they went there.
Surely she'll be pleased you've gone after the Snidgets.
I hope so. Gran understands how important it is to protect those who need it. I think we can safely
Tak,
say
umístíme.
we know where the moonstone goes.
Tohle nefunguje? Asi ne, no. Musíš vybrat jenom jedno. Emoci jenom jedno, jestli FFZ, BTTV, Better TV, Update. Musíš vybrat jenom jedno z toho. Našli jsme je. Zachránili jsme je před pytlákama.
Oh. That was a mooncalf dance. Do you know how rare it is to see even one? They only ever happen under a full moon. Though I suppose the moonstone allowed it to happen now.
Is the pattern they left behind on the ground normal?
All part of the dance. No one pattern is ever the same though. We'll need to draw this one to get a better sense of it. Can't wait to tell Gran that I've managed to see not one but two mooncalf dances. She'll be jealous.
You've seen this before?
It was pure luck the first time. I was on High Wing or I'd never have spotted it. It was the night the night I met High Wing, actually
I'd love to hear about how you and Highwing met.
I'd actually like you to know. About 5 years ago, High Wing had been captured by poachers. At first, they planned to sell her, but soon decided they wanted to kill her instead. More money, I suppose. I'd finally had enough. I freed High Wing and we ran. We'd flown for ages when I spotted mooncalves dancing below and we landed to watch them. It felt like an omen. A good one. A sign that the worst was over.
What do you mean you'd had enough and the worst was over?
You see, the night I freed High Wing was also the night I ran away from home. A poacher camp. I come from a family of poachers.
Merlin? I don't know what to say, Poppy. I can't imagine what that must have been like for you.
I never fitted in, but the older I got, the more apparent it became. Gran tried for years to convince my parents to let me live with her. Suffice it to say, when I left with High Wing, I flew straight for her house.
How brave. I'm glad you escaped.
So am I. There were so many creatures I was unable to help when I was younger. Now that's all I want to do.
From everything I've seen, you're doing precisely that.
I've had a bit of help. I've never told anyone any of this, but I'm glad that you know. It's nice to have someone to talk about it with.
What was it like growing up in a family of poachers?
The thing I remember most was how much we moved around. always chasing the next big kill. It was chaotic and dangerous and nowhere a child should ever grow up.
Do your parents know about the things you do now? Saving that dragon from the fighting ring, for instance.
We don't speak, or rather, they don't speak to me. Last I heard, they were in Borneo trying to make their fortunes there, acromantulas. However, I wouldn't be surprised if word has got back to them. Some days a part of me hopes that it has. Now that I'm older, I wish I could talk to them, get them to see sense. But
Je to open stock,
sadly, I
nedělej
suspect
to.
that wouldn't do any good.
Nevím, co to je. Nevím, co
We
to je,
were
nedělej
around
to.
so many poachers in the tent. Were you not worried about being recognized?
Poachers are nomadic, and most of the ones in the area aren't any I'd grown up with. That said, I suspect someone must have recognized me. That's how they got to Gran.
I'm glad you told me.
We should get back to Doran. He'll need to see the symbol, and we've got poachers to beat. If you collect the moonstone, I can make a quick drawing of the symbol for Doran.
Okay. To nakreslí holka.
Are you finished with the drawing?
Just barely. I think the pattern's a bird. At least that's what it looks like.
Didn't the journal say the key to finding the Snidget lies in the moonlight?
Of course. That's it. We need to show this to Doran. Not that I'd know where to find him at this hour. Perhaps we should head back to the castle and we can track him down after a good night's sleep.
Agreed. I'm ready to leave if you are.
Tak jo, kšeft splněnej. Vedlejší.
Would you please meet with me in the
Nothing.
great hall? I have come upon a difficult time.
A ty mi zase píše, že se s ním mám sejít. Hledání soustředění. Já už myslel, že je budu mít hotový a ještě ne. No nic.